Hey guys, this is Brownbag talking sports here again to talk about the New Orleans Saints. that was just that was a terrible performance. That had to be our worst game of the year. Like, let me get into this game because I'm not making sense right now, but the Saints lost 26-9. The game was really close. Our defense wasn't playing perfect. I feel like we got a lot of penalties. That first half was ugly, especially on the rushing defense, but they did a good job not letting them get into the end zone too often. They only let up like two touchdowns? Let me think. Yeah, it was only two touchdowns. The defense, like I said, the defense didn't play an amazing game, but the game was close for most of it. But the offense, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like, everybody's here. Breeze is here. Alvin Kamara is here. Jared Cook, he's back from injury too. Like, what's going on? We're at home. There's no excuse for this. Like, I wasn't expecting this to be an easy game, especially to a 1-7 Falcons team, because a lot of people might have looked over this and said that Saints were going to get an easy win, but for us Saints fans and for us in the NFC South as a whole, we know how these division games go down. Records go out the window, and it might be worse. It might be worse for the winning team if they're facing off against a horrible team. Because if you're the Falcons, this season is pretty much lost. Like, playoffs are gone. I mean, unless if everyone in the NFC South just failed, but I mean, in all likelihood, they're not going to make the playoffs. So, in these type of matchups, the losing team is going to be a lot more desperate and a lot more hungry to get a win. And I guess the Saints just overlooked that today. Like, wow. The offense just didn't come to play. The offensive line gave up 6 sacks. This whole game wasn't on the offensive line when it came to our offensive struggles, but the offense starts with the offensive line. Like, you guys got to hold them. You guys got to make sure these dudes don't get through to the quarterback. Like, what are you doing? Again, division games, I get they're a whole nother breed. They're a whole nother breed. They're a whole nother level. But we gotta set ourselves a standard. Like, there's no way we should be giving up 6 sacks to a 1-17. This is ridiculous. Like, this is I can't say, like, I'm just repeating myself about the offensive line at this point, but yeah, they didn't play good. Breeze finished with a pretty okay stat line, but he held on to the ball too long sometimes. It was like third and something, and he held on to the ball way too long, and it caused for a sack. Like, you gotta get rid of that. When it comes to the running game, I have to look at Sean Payton because he only ran Kamara, what, like 4 times? And he ran Murray, who's proven to be effective in rushing scenarios, only 5 times. Now, I could get Murray because 5 times is a decent amount for a rusher, and he had like 12 yards and averaged 2.4 yards every carry, so I get that. But what about Kamara? Why not get him more involved? He finished with 4 carries for 24 yards, and he averaged 6 yards per carry. Like, why not run him some more? From what the looks of it was, that looks like a pretty good start to something special. Like, I'm not gonna take any blame off of Breeze because this loss is on all of us. We can't. None of us are under. There's one person that I might be. Well, even then, like, I'll get to him later. But there's only one person who I'm not really all that upset about. But yeah, we all gotta take responsibility. We all gotta take credit for this loss. But Breeze can't be thrown that many times. Like, especially when we got Alvin Kamara. Like, why did we only run him 4 times? Is there something up with his ankle? Like, is he not 100% yet? Like, I don't get it. He was pretty good when it came to the receiving game. He had like eight receptions for 50 yards. Yeah, he was productive there, but I don't get why we're just passing the ball all the time. Like, I don't know why we didn't do anything with him. He might not be 100%, but I don't know. From what I heard, he's 100%. So unless if some information pops out this week that says otherwise, I'm just gonna say Sean Payton dudded out. This was just a disappointing game, a disappointing day for our entire offense. Especially when you look at the fact that Michael Thomas had his best game of the year in a terrible loss that falls heavily on the offense. He had 13 receptions for 152 yards. He averaged 11 yards per reception. So he was really productive. I mean, he had a really dumb penalty. A little. I don't know when this was, but it was like he had a face mask. Like caught a catch. It was like a first down. He got the first down, and he was running towards the sideline, but he grappled a Falcons defender's. He grappled their face mask, and that took us. That took the first down away from us, and I don't think that his entire production should go unnoticed because of one dumb penalty, which I can understand in the heat of the moment. But yeah, even then, our most productive player made a pretty costly error. Overall, I'm just really disappointed of how we played. Again, I get that this was the Falcons. There aren't going to be too many times when we just flat out blow these guys out. They got a talented roster, but our offense can't go out there and throw up 9 points. That's just unacceptable. We got to do better, and we got to run Kamara more than 4 times. We lost. It's not even that we lost. I mean, a team like this, I could see us losing to the Falcons. I'd still be pretty upset because these dudes are 1-7 and we're 7-2. And if the Panthers had won, let me check something real quick. Okay, I was tripping a little bit because I thought the Panthers would be one game behind us. They'd have 6 wins and we'd still have 7, but they have a couple more losses than we do. So we'd still be ahead. We wouldn't be tied or anything. But yeah, it's not even that we lost. It's just like the way we lost because I don't. It's not that I don't care about losing to the Falcons. Like I said, I would still be upset. Like this is a 1-7 team. I get that it's division, but we need to win these type of games because we're pushing for the number one seed. I think we're a game behind Green Bay. They're 8-2, and we desperately need the Niners to lose tonight. So I'll definitely be rooting for Russell Wilson, but the division, I don't want to say the division is locked up yet, especially with how we're playing, but the division, that's like, we can win that. That's like something we can control, at least for now, but the number one seed, thanks to this loss, we don't have much control over that. No, we're a talented team. We have a great offense, and we have an amazing defense when we're not committing penalties, but we just got to execute. Like I was saying before this, I'm not mad that we lost. I can understand the loss. It's to a division rival, but I'm mad at the way we lost. We look pathetic, and I'm a little salty right now. I'm a little upset right now, but I have to give the Falcons their credit because they made some big adjustments. Like I don't know if they officially made a new guy a defensive coordinator when we played them, but they definitely let the new guy call some of the defensive plays. Like Dan Quinn took a step back because that's what's been hurting their season, their team, their defense. Like Dan Quinn just needed to take a step back and stay in his place because he fired the defensive coordinator and he took the defensive coordinator job himself. Dude thought he was Belichick, and then he went 1-7. I'm surprised that they didn't do that a little earlier. Like this seems really late in the season to be doing that. Like I guess I guess they're doing this now to test like could this new guy work with Dan Quinn still in the office, because a lot of people were like hunting for Dan Quinn's job. Like people were saying fire Dan Quinn, and um I don't know about all that yet. I mean, the dude's a pretty talented coach. He's just not a defensive coordinator. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Falcons look these coming weeks. But for now, they pulled out a win, and Dan Quinn's job is safe for now. Yeah, credit to the Falcons. This win's probably not going to do much for you guys, but not in the long run anyway. But I have to give you your credit. You came up in our house and you kicked our butt. So credit to you guys. But don't get too comfortable, because Thanksgiving Day, we'll be ready. Trust me, we'll be ready. But that's pretty much all I have on this. That's pretty much all I have to say. We just got to do better on the offensive side. Like the defense wasn't perfect, but they were making stops and they were forcing field goals. They only let up 2 touchdowns the whole game. Like, come on, guys. Our offense is too good to be doing this. Like, you wasted Michael Thomas's best game, and this I just I just really don't have anything good to say about this offense. Sean Payton, please run the ball more than 4 times with Kamara. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, Brownbag signing out. Get it together, Saints. Let's do this. Let's kick Tampa Bay's. But wait, do we play Tampa Bay next? I don't know. But let's just do better next week. Come on, guys. We can do it.